Uh, so we welcome Matt Sinner from Primal Fear and Rock Hard Greece. How are you, Matt?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much.
Uh, Primal Fear is going to release Domination album.
Yep.
In fact, Domination, I think it picks up the momentum from Code Red. What was the vision behind this new record?
Uh, to make a different album,
Hmm.
to make the most interesting album, the best songs we can write at the moment, and the best performance and sound. We want to improve. We want one thing we didn't want is to do the same album again and again and again. So we wrote a lot of songs and picked out the ones we thought it could be a very interesting album, not losing the roots and trademarks of Primal Fear, and on the other side, showing some other side of Primal Fear.
How different can Primal Fear be? Because you want to be different. How different? Because
No, we didn't want to be different. We want to improve. That's a difference.
because you told me you want to make a different album, and I was wondering how different can Primal Fear be? Because after all these records, you have settled in a certain style with more or less some differences, but it has a trademark Primal Fear sound.
Absolutely, and this is what our fans want, and we have to deliver.
Mhm.
It is very important that we don't lose the roots of Primal Fear, but on the other side, we can improve in some songs. So we have to find the right balance between the well-known Primal Fear and some new interesting stuff.
Melissa Boni has a guest spot on Eden, which is kind of a surprise. How did this collaboration come about? Did you have in mind something like you did with Simona Simons from Epica back in
Mm,
Every Time It
no, no, no,
Rains?
no, no. It was a little bit different. So we know Melissa since some years now, and we really love her talent and also as a person. She's a wonderful person and a great positive to work with. And when we were finished the song, uh, we thought about having a very clear female voice on top of everything. And then we asked Melissa to do it, and she did it, and she did it really good and fine, and brought some new little spice in that song, which is making the song even a little bit better.
Uh, a song that I would also like to speak about is the song that ends the album, a tune that I won't forget. It feels very personal. Is it Ralph who's singing all the time in the song?
Yes,
What inspired this song?
it was a kind of test also for us. It was not that we thought, "Wow, this is great. We're doing this." This was like, let's go into the studio. It sounds very interesting, and to produce this song and to record the tracks was really difficult and just a test if we can do it. And in the end, it was like, wow, this is something special. Let's end the album with this song because I think not a lot of people expected that from us. And it's always good to have some surprises and show Primal Fear from a little bit a different side. And also the vocal recordings with that very close, intimate, a deep vocal and everything. That was something new and different, and it worked out. We loved it, and so for everybody, it was clear we put it on the album. And we had a media day in at the record company with a lot of journalists from around Europe, and played the album. And when this song came, you felt a reaction that the people were in the beginning unsure what is going on,
Yeah,
and in the end, everybody loved it. So it's cool.
that's definitely something different.
Yes,
That's one of the different
absolutely.
things that you did.
Absolutely.
And you also have the instrumental hallucinations, which is placed in the middle of the album, and it is a rare moment too to have an instrumental track. Why did you include it, and what's the story for it? You just had a good melody uh, without being able to find the lyrics for it.
No, 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 no. We always find lyrics, but uh, when we worked on it, we had the feeling it could be an instrumental, but we have to convince Ralph because we never did an instrumental on an album. Only intros or outros, but not a real instrumental. And the melodies were great. I thought there we don't have to rewrite it and put vocals on it. It is like it is. It is a pretty nice instrumental with great melodies and perfect showcase for the guitarists. And the final decision would be with Ralph that he said he's okay with that not to sing on a song. And he heard the pre-production and he agreed that it's a great little track, which we never did before, and make the album a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. Um, August 2024 saw the departure of several members of Primal Fear. What can you share about that moment and how it shaped Domination?
Oh, what can I say? Um, let's start with the easiest that Andre Hilgers, the drummer, played already the last European tour. So that was no big news for us, maybe for the people, but not for us. Uh, I'm back. So the sub on bass, who was never a member of the band, know from the first time that when I'm ready to go back on the stage, not only in the studio, I was always able to work in the studio, but not on stage. And I felt, oh, the time is right for me to come back. So it was clear that he's stepping back. He was just a sub. So, and um, Alex Byrod was fired regarding some actions in during my absence. And Tom, which was a surprise for me because we know us for nearly a whole life. He saw his future, or still, I don't know if still sees his future with together with Alex. He thinks that it's better for him to work with Alex than with Primal Fear. Um, I haven't heard anything what they are doing and what is going on instead of doing some cover band shows, and I don't know what is going on, but yeah, it was a kind of sad moment that Tom didn't stay with the band. Alex was fired, and in the end, Magnus, we worked with us since 17 years now. So, and we know till sometimes that he wants to come back also as a live member of the band, but the others didn't want him. So there were already a little clash inside the groups in the band. And Magnus is one of the best guitarists in Europe. And he's also a great performer on stage. So we would be stupid not to use his talent. So that was clear. The only position which was not clear was the second guitarist. And regarding the times of social media, it was very fast that everybody knows that we were looking for a second guitarist. So we got a lot of offers from around the world, well-known people, not so well-known people, great guitarists, not so good guitarists. But we were working through the things, and Ralph mentioned Talia. Um, I was not sure in the beginning what the first time a female guitarist, left hand and colored. So, wow, this is a huge step into a different direction. And but most important is, does her character fits to the other? Because she's younger. Can she play the Primal Fear stuff, which is sometimes for guitarists very tricky? So the whole twin guitar doodly doodly things, and we checked her, and it was a really big surprise what a nice person she is, and what a great guitarist and talent she is. So we said, okay, I think surprising people is much more interesting to go the usual way. And as we announced her, our numbers on social media exploded, which is not bad for us, though, too. So, and she's not ugly, she's pretty. And a lot of Primal Fear fans are male. So if they're coming to our concerts, they don't only see Ralph and me, they only see a pretty girl. So it's not bad.
That's a really huge change.
Yeah,
A
but
very
in
talented girl who knows how to play the guitar.
yeah, in
It's
the
so
end,
yeah.
in the end, I have to say the most important thing was, can she play the Primal Fear stuff? And the second was, does her character fits to the others? Both worked out, and we played already live shows, and we're very happy with her. We're super happy. It's a great vibe in the band. Everybody is very positive. And also on the album, she played some great stuff. And you see it on the videos that the both guitars are having their moments. So everything worked out for us in a great way.
Yeah, because the chemistry with this new lineup, you already have the chemistry because almost all the musicians except Talia had played again many years in Primal Fear. So the only real new member is Talia, who
Right.
who's back. So um, has how has this chemistry changed now that Talia came, which is a very big change, even though it's one person.
Yeah, during the last,
Even backstage, four
yeah,
men and a woman.
during, yeah, you can't sit there naked. This is, this is one thing. So you have to be very serious with that, and or doing, let me say, stupid things men do. So you have to take care of the lady in the band. But overall, I said, you know, when you play for a long time together, sometimes it works. Sometimes for the people They complain, they complain, they complain. It's getting boring. Even the best gigs in the world can't convince them anymore. We produce albums in a very old school style in a big studio and spend a lot of money on production. So if this is not enough, and they got a good fee on every show, if this is not enough, Primal Fear is playing worldwide, you can see the world. If this is getting boring, something is wrong. So with a new lineup, everything is fresh, everything is super positive, friendly, enthusiastic. This is a new breeze, yeah. So this is for us also very motivating.
You've been through some serious health struggles. How does it feel to return stronger than ever on domination?
Um, Personally, I'm not stronger than ever. I have
Mhm.
some health issues which will not be back on 100%, but I'm working on it. Last year, I made a super progress, and I'm very happy that I can live and I'm alive. I can work on music, what I love most. I can live a regular life. I can drive a car. I can go on a stage and play, not like a 20-year-old young kid who's running around like a rabbit. That is not possible anymore. But I'm there and I'm singing and I'm doing good and I have a lot of fun and yes, for me it's a kind of absolutely fantastic moment. So when you were dead 4 years ago, and now after all the trouble I had and the time spending in hospitals and operations and all that stuff, I think it was such a moment. Like you play the first show with your school band. It for me it was like, wow, that I can do this again. It was like for me a absolutely outstanding moment in my life.
Um, you have been, I can say, commanding the power metal world since 1997. What drives Primal Fear after nearly 3 decades?
I told you the new side of the band, the characters, the enthusiasm, the friendly, how friendly people are with each other, how they talk to each other. And the whole motivation is absolutely top. And this helps also the members like Ralph and me, who is doing it for a long time, that we have a kind of refreshment. And if you have positive people around you, it makes your life much easier than uh, if you always have to discuss. And
Mhm.
that's the gives us a real boost. And the songwriting was always one of our favorite things to do. So it is for us, it's a absolutely great moment in our career.
Which album in your discography do you think is most misunderstood or underrated?
I don't know. For me, nothing is underrated. For me, but uh, people are always like now, 98% love it, 2% are loud and evil and think they must post or put their energy in some stupid posts on social media, which is kind of our life at the moment, yeah? So you have to deal with it and not let the little 2% decide where you go. So in rude words, fuck them, and go on with your view and vision and try to deliver the best. This is it.
Having been an integral part of the music business for several years, where do you think that this business is heading to? And which is the main difference that you found it harder to adapt?
I think, in my view, mostly record companies changed. Some of them really try to deliver great music. For others, it's just the amount of bands they are releasing must be huge so that they don't or can't work with their employees on the real good things. And the kind of thinking about only digital is existing. We still sell a lot of CDs and we still sell a lot of vinyl. So the thinking that only digital music exists is wrong. In the case of Primal Fear, I have to say. With other bands or younger bands or whatever it is, or other kind of music genres, maybe it is like it is, and they release only singles, not an album anymore. But for me, as I'm doing this for such a long time, I want to stay with a kind of releases we always done, make it the most interesting, making the best we can at the moment, and not thinking about what other people say that only digital, the streams are most important, blah blah blah. I don't believe in this. There is still a lot of people out there buying CDs and vinyls and going to concerts, so we will not change.
So thank you very much, Matt, for this interview.